The cloud brought darkness to one side and light to the other side. Do you know that the cloud that you're looking at may be that light that you need? What do I mean by when I say that? So, listen, reversing type 2 diabetes sometimes seems like an insurmountable task. However, I'm going to share with you a quick biblical principle that I learned this morning that can be applied not only to your journey of reversing type 2 diabetes, but anything that you are facing in life. So listen. So I don't know if you remember the story. There's a story in the Bible of when the children of Israel, right, when they were leaving Egypt and they were going to the promised land. But just before they got into the wilderness, or I think they faced upon what we all know as the Red Sea, right? And the Red Sea, it seems like certain death to them. It seems like it was so insurmountable. There was nothing that was going to be able to deliver them, because when they looked behind them, their captives who was the Egyptians were coming with all the force. They of course they began to worry. But can I tell you, when they left Egypt, there was a cloud that went before them that was their light. And in that moment, when God moved that cloud and he put it to behind them, right? So what the Egyptians see on one side was darkness, but what the children of Israel saw was light. What does all of this mean when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes? You may be looking at your situation, right? And you're saying, my blood glucose level is so high. I may start having kidney challenges. Maybe the doctor is starting me on new medicine, want to put me on insulin. And you may be feeling like this is such an insurmountable task. And then you hear somebody say on social media, or you hear somebody say, you know what, type 2 diabetes is reversible. And you're thinking to yourself, how is this possible? It seems like everything that I eat, my blood sugar goes up. I don't know what to eat. It seems like something is just such an insurmountable task. Well, I want to share with you today that your perspective of how you see your situation will determine the outcome that you get. Yes. So just as though that same cloud that was presenting light for one side was darkness for the other side. In every situation in our lives, and type 2 diabetes is no different, we always have different perspectives, right? And what you look at will determine how you fare. Nothing is impossible. I want to share with you that Life Above Type 2 Diabetes, or program, we help individuals not only get through and reverse their type 2 diabetes, but stay there. And stay there by understanding the truth. And the truth not only about type 2 diabetes, but the truth applies to all aspects of your life. You see, children of Israel, they felt overwhelmed. They felt like this is, they've started this journey and it looks like it wasn't going to go anywhere. And now they were going to drown in the sea, but God made a way. Do you know that type 2 diabetes is not only reversible, but it's curable? Of course, there are conditions. There are conditions for the reversal of type 2 diabetes, and they have to be based on not what you're doing. Yes, if you've been doing and following doctors, taking medicine, and you notice that your condition is not getting better, you notice that maybe every time you go to the doctor, they're adding a new med to you, or maybe you've noticed that you're just feeling weaker and you're not feeling like yourself anymore, and you hear somebody say type 2 diabetes is curable, but then when you hear so much on social media and you hear your doctors telling you you have to be on medication for life, that seems like an insurmountable task. But what may seem insurmountable, right behind that is the perspective that you, my dear, were created, you were equipped, you had everything you need to reverse type 2 diabetes. It depends on how you look at it. You see, how we see things determines what we say, how we feel, what we do. You see, the children of Israel, when they looked at the Egyptians coming at them, they felt like we are dead. They felt powerless, they felt weak. But when they saw the light that moved from the front of them to behind them, and the promise that was given them that we are going to go through this, that God is going, you don't even have to fight, that the Egyptians that they're seeing, they won't see anymore. It changed their perspective. It allowed them to open their mind to the possibility of the impossibility. The possibility of the impossibility. Come on. Who would have thought that a big old mighty Red Sea would have opened up and they walked through in dry land? Well, can I tell you, when you start your journey working with truth, that is working with principles that are based on truth, that cannot fail, just like all the children of Israel were able to walk through on dry land, you find yourself walking through on dry land towards a life above type 2 diabetes. Now, how can you do this? How can you do this? You do this simply by starting at the beginning and the understanding that one, type 2 diabetes is not a lifelong disease. It is a lifestyle disease. It is not a lifelong disease. It's a lifestyle disease. I want you to remember that. And lifestyle is changeable. You can change. However, don't believe the changes as insurmountable, because maybe you've been doing everything. Maybe you've been trying and you've been trying this and you've been following and you've been not starving. Maybe you've been starving yourself, eating salads, but find that it's not. No, the truth is based on the laws of how your body was designed to work. So you know the human body is a magnificent healing machine. Do you know that inherent in your body is a healing machine? It is. And can I tell you something contrary to popular beliefs, wherein you feel that, you have to, you maybe have to go on a diet that leaves you starving, feeling like you're deprived. That's not the truth. And the way to do this is actually using simple principles that maybe you don't know, and they're free. Yes, the principles are free. The process of applying them requires some sort of dedication, but the principles that were given to give you a life without type 2 diabetes are free. And these are what we call the laws of health. You see, the children of Israel, as they were journeying through with the expectation that it was going to be easy. They didn't realize they were going to face a challenge. But the truth of the matter is, it was not within themselves to get through that challenge. It was the God who knows and loves them who made a way. And in the same way, he has made a way for you to be set free from type 2 diabetes. And today I want to share with you one key principle that will not only get you started on the journey of reversing type 2 diabetes, but will keep you steadfast when you feel like giving up and carry you over the finish line. Just like how the children of Israel, they were at that brink. They got the power through the power of their Father to not only go through, but kept going through until they reached the other end. And so those that chased them died. So it is. Type 2 diabetes is like constantly seeking to kill and destroy. Because it's a disease of the blood, it means every single organ in your body is affected, from your crown of your head to the sole of your feet. Affects the quality of your blood, and anything that affects the quality of your blood affects the quality of your life. Yes, and that is why it affects all areas of the body. That is why you're tired most of the time. That is why sometimes you feel like, you can't wake up, or sometimes you just find yourself getting luggy. That's why you have pains and discomfort. That's why it affects your heart. It affects your kidneys. It affects every part of your body. And so understanding this basic truth, we give us power to move forward. Know that it's not just what you eat, it's what you do. But more importantly, can I tell you, it's what you think. Because if you believe that this is a lifelong disease that you're going to die for, you have to be on medication for the rest of your life, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to die. Can you imagine the children of Israel as they were crossing over? If they believed that they were going to die and did not change their perspective and believe what their leader was saying, that they wouldn't need to fight, that they were going to, if they decided to hold on to their old belief that there was no way out, the possibility of the impossibility brought forth before their eye would not have happened. So I want to encourage you to think that your disease is not lifelong, and no, the process of reversing is not all on you. Yes, you're going to have to play a role. But if you start understanding that you have the tools that you need, number two, you are designed and equipped to heal. Your body is designed and equipped to heal itself. And number 3, that it is the actual principles and the main things that you need is free. Yes, I'm talking about there are 8 laws of health that when you apply each of them individually, when you apply them collectively, you gain momentum, forward movement in reversing your type 2 diabetes. One of them such way is that you have to trust in God. You have to recognize that you have to trust in a power bigger than yourself. And that power is the one who created you. You know, I've always said to people, so, you know, I love iPhones and I am an Apple person. I like to use that. But what if I have a major challenge with my phone and, you know, there is the Apple store, plus there's a guy on the side who just won. Who do you think has the better equipment? Who do you think would know better how to fix it? Of course, the manufacturer. Our Lord designed our body. He knows it. So of course, if he is telling us these are the things that we can do, and we can do by just obedience, and he will bring the healing, why don't you trust him? Why don't you trust him? So the first thing you have to understand, you have to trust. You have to trust the one greater than you. Because guess what? What you've been doing all this time, if you're still in that same situation, it means it hasn't working. It hasn't been working. So therefore, you have to move to a different level. And that level requires that you trust the one who created you. And that's one of the first things. Before we can even do anything, you have to be willing to let go of the whole beliefs that you have about type 2 diabetes. You have to be willing to embrace the possibility of the impossibility, as you may have known it. And that is, yes, you can be set free from this disease. Throughout the next few weeks, I'm going to share with you the different steps and the different laws of health that you can apply and how you can apply them effortlessly, simply, in ways that does not leave you feeling like you're starving or feeling overwhelmed, but strengthen you and take you through to the step where you can say, you know what, I am set free from type 2 diabetes. You, my dear, were created to prosper and be in good health. And there is a way, and the way is to life, to feeling better, to living better. And without type 2 diabetes, above type 2 diabetes, and definitely, guess what? Without the dependence on drugs. Just like the children of Israel. They could not see their way through this Red Sea, but they trusted their leader who trusted the Creator, who guided him. And they went through the impossible, what became possible. The impossibility was made possible. They went through on dry land through a sea that nobody can even imagine. And they came forth rejoicing. So you can come forth rejoicing and being set free from type 2 diabetes. My name is Barbara Samuels, and I am here to help you take back your life from type 2 diabetes and live the abundant life you were created to have without type 2 diabetes and without the dependence on drugs. If you like this video and if you want to know more and and to see the other videos that will come in, go ahead, subscribe. Subscribe by clicking the link below and wait for the next videos and the other information. Believe me, you're going to see that you were designed to live and live without type 2 diabetes. Have a great day. And as always, God bless you. Talk to you soon.